Yeah, all these things are necessary, and if the loss of those things should be a huge motivator for you because it'll
Absolutely.
happen.
That's the thing that you fear. Like as people get older, it's a knee issue, it's an ankle issue, and in your mind you're like, well, I can't walk because of these things, but the reality is what we're seeing really happen is if you stop using it, it stops working. We're in just came back from a walk clothes.
Yeah.
Because we just came back from a walk.
The weather broke. It's nicer now.
Yeah.
It's in the 60s, sometimes 70s. And we had been not doing the walk because it had been wintertime.
Yeah. And not working out as much, more so me than him. But as we get older, more so as our parents get older and our, the godfather, our aunts and uncles, we start to see where we're headed in terms of age and what it could look like, right? And so there's this, I don't want to say fear or hesitation, but just there's this knowledge that you have that's in front of you. Like this is where you're headed or where you could be headed if you are not taking care of yourself. Mm-hmm. And it kind of sounds negative, but that's not
standard.
Right.
Standard.
So I say all that to say that last year I had to have an emergency surgery and have my gallbladder removed. And so I took, we were working out before then. Then we went on Christmas break and I had the surgery and then stopped working out because of being out of surgery. So I'm getting back into working out and now I'm going to start taking my vitamins again, which for some reason I hate doing. I think that you're really good at that. I don't know how you have made it such a habit. You might want to talk about.
No, it's just like brushing your teeth. To me, it's the thing I can do without my brain being on.
It's strange. We'll be sitting there having breakfast. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's breakfast for you. We'll be sitting there having breakfast. You will get up and go get your vitamins. Or even sometimes after breakfast, you'll get up and go get your vitamins. For me, I can go all day thinking, okay, I'm going to take my vitamins. And then get in the bed and be like, damn, I forgot to take my vitamins.
No, I want to tell you what it is. My brain works with social triggers for everything, okay. which is why I get so upset when I look for a thing and it's not where I left it. Mm-hmm. So like if I left a certain camera or folder or something in a certain place and I come back and some reason it's not there, I'm pulling my hair out because I have triggers that are built into my brain that are sometimes location based and sometimes, action based.
I think, look, to complete side note, when dating, the two people should ask one another. Like,
People don't know.
Help me understand, what are your habits? Because can I live with this habit? You do have, I don't know if you call those social triggers, but you do have habits where like you will take this important piece of paper and you will sit it right here on the kitchen table. And in your mind, I'm going to leave it right there and I'm going to come back and it's going to be there. And in my mind, I'm like cleaning the kitchen table, thinking to myself, why would you leave this here? Of all places where everybody eats.
You're talking about the minority thing, like the 5%, but the 95% is the opposite. It's so funny, your lens. Your lens is such that you look at me and like, why is this clutter here? But you never see that really the clutter in the house is yours.
It's not, okay, it's not the clutter in the house.
Right, okay. So,
I do have clutter that I completely recognize.
Okay,
I do. In our bedroom, I have clutter that I see and walk past every day. And I even say to myself, if it was him, I'd be so ticked. So I see myself, trust me.
Okay, and in the guest bedroom and in wherever. Like
that's a closet, that's different.
And the living room, which is your office. Like what the point is, you have more stuff. And I have... let's get back to the main root because this is going to be a deadly conversation.
Is this a different conversation to have?
Here's the point. I'll even blame it on or attribute it to Montessori school, right? Okay. So I was a Montessori kid for the first few years. And the thing about Montessori, and I can remember my classroom vividly, is there was colored electrical tape or masking tape all over the place in the shape of things. So here's my earpods case, right? If that belongs here on the table, it goes right there and there's a rectangle on the table for where it gets put back away. So there's a place for everything that exists.
Okay.
Right? And so my brain likes that. I like the idea that, okay, that's where it is. So guess where it is if the lights go out? I know exactly where it is. For example, here's where are my, if we're out in the street somewhere and I got my hands full and I say, hey, would you grab my car key for me?
They're in your right pocket.
They're in my right pocket every time. My house key's in my left pocket. My wallet is, I'm not going to tell it who's going to want y'all to rob me. But they're all in the same place no matter what season, no matter what jacket, no matter what pants. You know where to find my stuff. And so I always know where my stuff is.
Yeah.
Okay. So the same thing that works geographically, location-based, also works action with triggers. Like if this, then that.
Okay.
And so I can set those up in my head. So if I'm eating breakfast, then take vitamins and omega-3 supplement, which I'm doing every day, right? And if eating lunch, then take vitamins and have glass of water and omega-3 supplement part 2. That's no matter where in the world I am, that's going to happen.
And I would say your third one is if past sundown, have tea.
Exactly. So those type of things. And it used to be like different phases of my life, they were different. Like, so my brother and Alfonso would be like, if they call me at 11 o'clock at night and they hear that I'm not at home, they'd be like, you're at the grocery store, aren't you? Yes, I'm at the grocery store. And they're like, I know exactly what's in your cart. Yes, you do. Because it's the nighttime, the grocery store is mine. There's nobody else in here. And I'm getting my same old stuff over and over again. And so for my personality type, that works. And I can build habits by attaching them to triggers during the day of other things that happen. And for you, I know when you were taking your vitamins really well, one of the things that worked for you was you got a pill kind of organizer.
Yeah.
Like older people use for medication.
Yeah.
And you put your multivitamins and your omega supplement and stuff in there for the morning and afternoon every day. Somewhere along the line, you stopped doing that.
I had to put it on my nightstand, which was, over the course of time, you put it on your desk, you put it on your computer, you put it, next to your plate. I see my husband taking his during breakfast, so I'll try to take mine during breakfast. But what works for you absolutely does not work for me, right? And so over the years, I have found what does not work for me. But one day I realized what does work for me is if it's on my nightstand, I'm going to take it because I walk past it every day. Granted, I walk past a whole lot of things in the house every day, but for some reason, it's the nightstand where it worked the best.
So the question becomes, why did you stop putting it on your nightstand?
I went on travel. Once I went on travel, and I was probably gone for like 5 to 7 days. Once I went on travel, I got out of the habit of taking it. And so once I got back, I didn't just walk past it. It's Tuesday, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are still in my, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday are still in my thing because I was gone for 5 to 7 days. So now I'm off track. And I just got out of the habit. And I never picked it back up. Same
thing works for you with water. Like, we know that if you are tracking your water, the thing that works for you is to buy a case of water.
I buy a case of water.
And then put a certain number of water bottles on your work desk for the day.
Yeah.
And then you have like this mental trigger that says, I must complete.
Yeah.
But when you don't set the pin up, then you can't trigger it.
I don't track it. Yeah. If it's not sitting on my desk, my work desk, in, like 3 bottles that are lined up, then I will not track it. But if it is sitting there, then I know I have to finish these by probably 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so then I start looking at, okay, how much time do I have? I need to finish 1 per hour or whatever. But that's the best way for me to track my water.
Yeah. And then as an aside, one of the things regarding working out that has always worked for us together. See, for me, I think I'm a little easier. I can go work out in the middle of the night. I can go anytime.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But the thing that works for us both is first thing in the morning. Like before work starts, get up.
Get dressed immediately.
I'll have a small breakfast. Used to be like when we were actually going to the gym. Get up, I'd have like first breakfast. Then we go to the gym. Then we come back, have second breakfast, which is your first breakfast.
Yeah.
And then shower and then get to work.
Yeah. It has to be before work for me because once work starts, it's an avalanche.
Yeah.
And I can't mentally, switch. Plus I get dressed mentally. Getting dressed is my mental transition into work. So once I'm dressed, I'm not changing into workout clothes to go work out for an hour.
Yeah.
So I have to work out first thing in the morning. I have to wake up and put on workout clothes.
I think one of the things that is a recurring theme in several conversations we've been having this week is the importance of why. So we already know how. Like, like the things we just talked about are how you succeed in tracking your water, getting your supplements in, and working out. And the thing that falters, aside from how, like when you went on travel and you didn't put the thing back, so that's a how issue. But now you're to a position where you're thinking about and actively talking about why. And once that why stays a strong motivator in your head, then all those hows can fall back into place.
I think the vanity issue of working out, or, the vanity why, falls for some people after a certain age, like, I'm not trying to be a size 4. I'm done with the size 4, right? But then there is like I said, you start seeing your parents aging and your relatives aging, and you're like, I need to do better. I see that not because what you're seeing in them is bad, it's because what you're seeing in them is hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not easy to get older. And so in my mind, I'm thinking I need to make this transition from my 40s to my 60s and 70s. I need to make that easy. And the only way that I can make it as easy as possible is to maintain some type of physical effort every day.
And removing friction from the processes that is building up from the cumulative stuff you're doing and age and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I saw this video that was on Instagram. It was a guy interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. And he was like, why do you still go to the gym? Because Arnold rides his bike to Gold's Gym in Venice to work out every day.
To this day?
Yeah. And Lou Ferrigno, his wife wanted him to move to his house in Jackson Hole and sell the house in Santa Monica and move to a different house. And he was like, I don't want to live further than X amount of minutes from the gym. Uh-huh. Bottom line is, really, the truth is, part of that is that's their community. Nobody wants to move away from their community. Mm-hmm. But Arnold's answer was brilliant. He was like, well, I had breakfast yesterday. And I had breakfast 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's part of my life. So working out is in the same category as me eating breakfast. It is a part of my life, and it happens to be a good one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I'm going to do that forever, and that's fantastic.
I think for women, we are, as we get older, let me speak for me. I'm not interested in being able to squat what I used to be able to squat years ago. I'm not interested in being able to lift someone else's body weight if I need to. I am just interested in maintaining my bone density. And, we have this phrase that we say to each other all the time, never stop squatting. Just being able to maintain as I get older and not lose the ability to do things. So continuous walking is important. I would say being able to lift and strength train is important. Being able to squat and still do lunges is important. And I'd like to be able to maintain that. But in terms of, deadlifting a stupid amount of weight for no reason at all, I have no interest in.
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction, because the way you phrased it in the beginning is that I'm not interested in being able to squat, and then you kind of paused, but you were saying not able to squat X amount of pounds or pushing the limits.
Yes.
But the ability to squat or to push something away from your body,
it's necessary.
Pull something closer to your body, to be able to bend at the waist. Yeah, all these things are necessary, and if the loss of those things should be a huge motivator for you, because they don't happen. You lose it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you fear. Like, as people get older, it's a knee issue, it's an ankle issue, and it may, in your mind, you're like, well, I can't walk because of these things, but the reality is, what we're seeing really happen is if you stop using it, it stops working.
Yeah.
You find yourself reminding elders of that, like, don't stop. Please don't stop.
And if you have stopped, get back on it.
Get back on it. Yeah. So that's why we are back on it.
Quick reminder or note, we have a community online. 7.community is the website. And inside 7.community, there's a group specifically for people who are interested in being their best physically. Best health. And people are in that group, people who have taken my course over the years, the Eating for Abs course, who have done the training, who have done diet modifications to, stay healthy. And you can join that community by going to 7.community. That's the website, and looking for the Eating for Abs group. It's called E4A Nutrition inside there. So love to have you.